included the group 7 elements. Let's see what are the group 7 elements. The group 7 elements are called deadly elements. Okay, they are called deadly elements. Why are they called deadly elements? Because they are dangerous. Like for example, chlorine is one of the elements in group 7A, and it has killed around 5,000 people in the First World War. So chlorine as a gas is very much dangerous, and if anybody inhales it in larger quantity, that person can be dead. So chlorine gas has killed around 5,000 people in the First World War. Okay, then comes to the fluorine. Fluorine can poison all living thing. If any living thing can inhale the fluorine, can intake the fluorine, their body can be poisoned. Okay, it can become poisonous. Now we are having fluorine, chlorine, and bromine and iodine. These are all fluorine, chlorine, iodine, and bromine are group 7 elements. They destroy bacteria as well. They can destroy bacteria as well. Okay, when used in liquefied form, they can destroy the bacteria as well. So these deadly elements can also save lives. It's not like they are only dangerous, but they can also save your lives as well. But we have studied initially its dangerous effects, that they can kill people, they can poison the living bodies, they can destroy bacteria. Okay, now let's see some of the positive effects of these deadly elements. Okay, chlorine and the compounds of chlorine can destroy viruses and bacteria in water. Okay, and if for example there is water and that water is contaminated, in that water bacteria is present, viruses are present, so we will put a little amount of
क्लोरीन तो स्विमिंग पूल में डालते हैं ना साफ करने के लिए
beta wait a minute, chlorine, beta wait a minute, I'm explaining na, sabar kar lo. Okay, wait a minute. So chlorine के जो compounds है, the compounds of chlorine are used to destroy viruses and bacteria in water. So it can be safe for drinking. And as the student said, that we put that in the swimming pool as well, so that the water become clean. Clean from what? Clean from bacteria and viruses. That when you go to swim in that water, the viruses and the bacteria do not harm you, that do not infect you. So we use a little amount of chlorine in the water, not a very huge amount, because if we are going to use huge amount of chlorine, it can kill human beings, it can kill people. So we'll use in the very small, very little quantity, that if there is any kind of virus present, if there is any kind of bacteria present, so that virus and bacteria should be killed. Okay, so that is what chlorine is used for, the compounds of chlorine as well. Then we are having iodine. Iodine can destroy bacteria present on the wounds and cuts. Like for example, when you get some wound, आपको जख्म लग जाता है, कट लग जाते हैं, so उसको clean करने के लिए हम iodine इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Iodine is a kind of iodine, okay, that is derived from iodine. So iodine is a kind of antiseptic which can clean the bacteria and other microorganisms that are present around your wounds. So definitely it is one of the useful effect of the these elements. Okay, the useful effect of these elements are this. Then the group 7 elements of they are also known as the group 7 elements of the periodic table. We have seen the periodic table previously. In the periodic table, the second last group is the halogens. Okay, they're also called halogens. They're also called deadly elements. They're also called group 7 elements. So all the name you can give to them. You can give the name of chlorine family. You can give the name of group 7 elements. You can give the name of halogens. You can give the name of deadly elements. So here we have discussed the deadly effects and the positive effects of the elements which are present in the group 7. The elements in the group 7, again, they can be dangerous, but they can be useful as well. They are called halogens, okay, and also called group 7 elements. They are also known as deadly elements. Now, if anybody is having any question, अभी आप अपना क्वेश्चन करें, बीच में लेक्चर के बीच में क्वेश्चन नहीं करते, ठीक है, जब तक लेक्चर पूरा ना हो. बेटा बुक स्कूल से, आई डोंट हैव एनी आइडिया कि स्कूल से मिलेंगे या नहीं मिलेंगे, बट इस स्टूडेंट ने ग्रुप में शेयर किया था कि कैसे मिल रही है, तो आप वहां से जाके खरीद सकते हो. ओके, एनी क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग द टॉपिक अभी जो हमने पढ़ा?
सर, तो क्लोरीन अगर इंसानों को मार देती है तो फिर उसे पॉन्ड में डालेंगे तो फिर
अगर if chlorine is used in higher quantity, I already told you, if chlorine is used in higher quantity, then it definitely is dangerous and poisonous. But if you use in a very small quantity, in a very limited quantity in water, in bigger tanks and swimming pools, so it is basically useful because it can kill bacteria. And then that water is used, that water is basically potable, that is used for drinking, that can be used for swimming, so that there is no water, no virus present, no bacteria present in them. Iodine, if you use it,
drink it.
yes, you can drink it as well, but chlorine should be in a very small quantity, okay? Then iodine के बारे में question है. Iodine can harm us definitely if you use it in larger quantity. It will harm you. Like for example, if you use iodine in higher quantity, it will cause goiter, that is a disease of the thyroid gland. So you have to use it in limited quantity, not in higher quantity.
But now you said it can kill all the bacteria.
What? Chlorine. Chlorine and fluorine are used to kill bacteria. Only 7 deadly elements. I haven't said that there are only 7 deadly elements. I am saying that they are the element of group 7. There are groups in the periodic table. So they are the elements of group 7. Okay, why we call them element of group 7? We call them element of group 7 because in their outermost shell, the outermost shell contains 7 electrons. Okay, its outermost shell contains 7 electrons in them. So that's why they are called elements of group 7. Okay. Clear? Okay. Let's move to the next topic. So these are the deadly elements. Just introduction of them. Now this is very much important. Okay, group 7 trends means that what are the properties of group 7? The properties of group 7, first of all, the group 7 elements are non-metals. All the elements present in group 7, starting from fluorine and reaching to the statine, they are all what? They are all non-metals. Okay, they are not metals, they are non-metals. They do not conduct electricity. It means that current cannot be passed from them. Okay, current cannot be passed from them. They are poor conductor of heat, means that they cannot conduct heat. You cannot pass heat from them. So they cannot conduct current, they cannot conduct heat. Point number 4, they have low and melting and boiling points. Their melting points and their boiling points are very low as compared to other metals. जो बाकी metals हैं periodic table में, उनके मुकाबले में group 7 elements have low melting and boiling points. Okay, and they have 7 electrons in their outermost shell. The outermost shell, the shell is basically, you have drawn the structure of electrons, so you know the shell. The outermost shell has only 7 electrons in them. Okay, they have 7 electrons. Because of that, they are called group 7 elements. The group 7 elements are called because they have 7 electrons in their outermost shell. If there are 6 electrons in the outermost shell of an element, that will be the element of group 6. If there are 5, there will be the element of group 5. If there are 4, there will be the element of group 4. If there are 2 in the outermost shell, there will be the element of group 2. If there is 1 in the outermost shell, there will be the element of group 1. Okay, so let's see. They exist as molecules. They are not present simple as Cl, Br, F, etc. But they will be present as Cl2. They will be present as Br2. They will be present in F2 because they are very much unstable. So they try to do what? They try to make themselves stable. So they form bonds with one another. With the same element, they form the bond and they form molecules. They are not present in atomic form, but they are present in molecular form. Okay. Again, in the properties, they declare number 1 property is the group 7 elements are non-metals. They do not conduct electricity. They are poor conductors of heat. Okay. They have low melting and boiling points as compared to most of other elements present in the periodic table. They have 7 electrons in their outermost shell and they exist as molecules such as Cl2, Br2, F2, AT2 etc. या I2 इस तरह से के फॉर्म में ये एग्जिस्ट कर रहे होंगे. They will not be present in atomic form like H, like He, like that. In that form they will not exist. So they will only exist in Cl2, Br2, F2 etc. in this form. Okay. Now if you have any question regarding the trends or the properties of group 7 elements, you can ask right now so that we can move to the next topic then.
सर ये इन सब के आखिर में 2 ही आता है.
Any problem?
सर इन सब के आखिर में 2 ही आता है.
Yes, 2 इसलिए आता है क्योंकि ये molecules हैं. Yes, because they are molecules. That's why. If they are atoms, then there will be no 2. But when they are molecular form, there will be 2. So these elements normally are stable when they are in molecular form. They are present in molecular form. They are not present in atomic form. Okay.
Sir, what is outermost shell?
Outermost shell mean the most outer shell. Like for example, in the case of sodium, 11 atomic number, or you can say 11 electron, and that what was that? The first shell contained 2, the second shell contained 8, and the outer shell, the last shell contained 1. Okay, so the last shell is called outermost shell. The last shell is known as outermost shell. Stable mean that they will not be reactive then. When they become stable, so they become less reactive. Last point, in the last point we are saying that these molecules can only be present in molecular form. They will not be present in atomic form. Okay, so molecular form, that for example Cl2, F2, I2, okay, in that form they will be present. They will not be present as Cl, I, F. In that form they will not be present.
Sir, they have 7 electrons in the last shell, so this means they have 9 electrons in total.
No, they do not have 9 electrons in total, beta. There may be 9, okay, there may be more than that as well. We just talk about the last shell. Okay, let's suppose Cl, chlorine has 17 electrons in the total. Chlorine has total 17 electrons. So in the first shell 2 electrons come, okay, in the second shell 8 electrons come. 2 plus 8, 10. How much electron left in the last shell? How much electron left in the last shell?
7.
7 electrons. So that's what we are saying. We are not discussing as a whole how much they will be have. As a whole, they can be 9, they can be 17, and they can be more than that as well. We are just talking about the outermost shell. That the outermost shell contains 7 electrons. Clear?
Sir.
Okay, sir.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Thank you so much, Miss. आप आ गई.
मैं आ गई सर. आप कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं. करें आप. आई एम वेटिंग.